Darling in the Franxx, Episode 14, Punishment and Confession. Whew, my god, this episode. Things got a bit emotional, I'm not gonna lie. What is going on, everybody? It is I, Fumencho, back at it once again with another Darling review. Today we're talking about Episode 14. I legit just finished it just a second ago. That last scene was incredible. Just that whole last scene when she's walking out the door of like their dormitory or whatever, and oh my goodness, Ichigo coming in, and then the stuff with Goro too. It was just so good. It was just so good. The way my favorite part about the episode is probably something that a lot of people didn't even notice, or maybe I'm not giving enough people credit, but just the subtleness with Goro's character. When Ichigo's like, no, you are not seeing, you're not seeing Hiro. Like, you're bad for Hiro, you're gonna turn him into a monster or whatever, when she's just going off on 02. You see Goro disagrees. You see Goro's like, no, like, it's fine, whatever. Like, he's kind of like, you know, I don't know, just the way they crafted that. The way where he kind of has this look on his face, he kind of has this, like, he's kind of in the background, you know, and he's kind of looking away. Like, really well done, because I don't think he necessarily cares whether or not Hiro sees 02. I mean, maybe he does because he is Hiro's friend and he wants what's best for him. He wants him to be happy, and if that's what happiness is for him, then that's okay. But I think it's more that he's kind of like trying to get Ichigo on his side, trying to get her to maybe start talking and hanging around him. And then you see at the end of the episode just that subtle development. This is throughout the entire episode, you see this kind of stuff, and it pays off at the end with just that look where he just smiles. And again, he cares about Hiro and he cares about Ichigo as friends, so he smiles, but then he walks away. That moment was my favorite part of the entire episode. I know it was just a weird, stupid thing, but it just really clicked with me for some reason, because it's relatable. I'll just leave it at that. It's relatable in a way, and I got some feels there. I really did. Just, you know, like that was really good. The overall episode itself was really great. This is probably one of the slower episodes we've gotten this season, but there definitely is a lot of movement when it comes to the plot. I love just the kind of stuff that they were doing with 02 in this episode. I love how she was just struggling so much just to tell him, like, like, it's so frustrating as a viewer. It's very enjoyable as a viewer, but frustrating as well when something needs to be said between the two parties, and there's just no way that they can get that point across. And especially when she walked into the room when Hiro escaped or whatever, he threw the knife with the sheet or whatever, and then she thought that they were tricking them, and I'm like, no, they're not. Like, I love that kind of stuff. I love feeling that way towards something. It's like, it's really just pulls at you, and it was really well crafted too. It was just really just kind of well set up type of episode. The pacing of this episode is really good. There's some flashback sort of stuff that they do, like flashbacks of things that happen in the episode itself. Don't really like that. That kind of reminds me of like Naruto or like super shonen-y type of series. And this isn't really a shonen. I wouldn't really call it that. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It was just kind of a slower paced type of episode, so they probably had to fill in the gaps here and there, just with like literally like 20 seconds of flashbacks total, so it's not really that big of a deal, and they actually were pretty well integrated. I love what they were doing with the aspect ratio in this episode too, doing the 16:9 stuff from the side view, and then it really paid off, especially at the end. The animation just got kicked into high gear. You see what Trigger's doing there, A1 as well, and it's just, I really like what they were, when they were just, oh, that scene when she was just walking out the door and they walk right past each other. The lighting there is so good. The movements look fantastic. The shadows look really, really good. Goro's just like being best boy in the back. Man, that was such one of my favorite scenes in this entire series. Like, I just really, really like that when nothing's being said. You just see that, like, you know that there's a lot there, but they're not saying it, and really, really cool. I love Hiro in this episode. Hiro's actually kind of finally, he kind of has a little bit of a resolve, you know. He's kind of like, he wants to deal with this on his own. He's a bit more of a character, and that's good, you know. Hiro is probably the character that I've been struggling with the most throughout the series. Not that I don't like his character, I just don't find him very interesting. He's getting a little interesting. Things are getting a little interesting with his character. For him actually doing something, taking charge, and actually, like, you know, like, the fact that he escaped and everything, that was really, really cool. I really like that. And then at the end, he wanted to go see Zero Two. He wanted to run after her. But, of course, Ichigo stopped him with a kiss, mind you. With a kiss. That dark romance. Like, the love triangle. Everything just feels twisted. It's like a knot in my stomach. It really is. Like, I get this feeling in my stomach. I'm like, this isn't right, but it's sweet, but it's not right. And this is right. And Goro and, like, all of this stuff. It just works so beautifully. And honestly, my favorite part about Darling in the Franxx is not even the crazy awesome animation in Sakuga, or, you know, just the cool vibes and the Franxx and everything like that. It's the romance. It's the twisted, relatable, very real and well-written romance. Or not really romance, but drama in sort of romance. And it works. It's just, it's been wonders. It really has. It's been just shining throughout this entire series. And it really, really shined in this episode. Probably more so in any. It's just, man, that moment at the end. And the kiss, too. Well animated, well directed scene. I really like it. It was an emotional moment for Ichigo, for Hiro. I just don't know how Hiro's feeling about that, because he has this look on his face like he's just like looking down. And something that I have to note, and it's not even just this series, animation studios have been getting so much better at animating people's facial expressions and how they're feeling. Honestly, like, it's telling a story just with somebody's face. Like, when I saw Goro smiling, you know, like, it wasn't like a super well animated smile, but doing that told me that, oh, he is okay with this. It's hurting him because he walked away, but he's okay with this because they're both his friends. He wants them to be happy. It's okay, and he just walks away. Like, that kind of stuff right there. And even at the end, when Hiro looks down after she puts her head on his chest or whatever, like, that look that he has tells me something. It's confusing, and I don't quite know what. I can tell that he's confused as well. But I don't know, like, I feel like something is definitely bothering him, and it's just from that facial expression. It's not just this. This series does it really, really well, but there are other anime series that do that too. It's kind of like a new... I know it's obviously been something that's been going on in anime for a long time, but I feel like just like the last 2 or 3 years have been really, really good for that kind of stuff. I think just the animators and writers are realizing, like, oh, we can tell a story with people's faces, like their eyes and their mouth. Like, we can do that, and it's paying off tremendously here in this episode. The kiss. What does this mean for the future of the squad? What does it mean for the future of Hiro, Ichigo, and Zero Two? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I haven't been a Ichigo Hiro shipper. I really haven't. That's not like my go-to. I actually really like Hiro and Zero Two together. I kind of like that she's more like outgoing and kind of crazy, kind of got a Haruko vibe going on, and Hiro's more kind of laid back and more like, not necessarily more uptight. And I think that those kinds of people go well together. You know, opposites attract, that sort of thing. And I've always shipped Hiro and Zero Two, but Ichigo is a really good person, and I think that she definitely is best for him. It's just hard to say on whether or not he would be happy with her, because I don't think that he likes her. I don't think that he ever has. I just don't think that that's ever been there. He's always been just like her friend, and I don't think that this is going to change it. I don't think the kiss is going to change it. It's going to make some really awkward tension when it comes to the mission. And again, the mission, too. There's a big mission incoming, and I guess Hiro's not going to take part in that. Like, who is Hiro going to partner up with? There really isn't anyone that he's compatible with. He can't partner with anyone else, so that's really interesting as well. And now, Zero Two is with the Nines, Nine Lota, or she is Nine Lota. She's now Nine Lota with the Nines. We're probably going to see their Franxx and more action from them next episode, which is really exciting. It's something that we've all been waiting for, I think. But yes, I don't know where they go with that. I love how at the end they're like, oh, the doctors just handpicked all of them. There was like 12 people, 6 on each side. Like, you can use them all, Zero Two. She's just gonna because Hiro's the only one that she's ever been able to like fully pilot with continuously. So all of those guys are gonna die, and they're all like very well built in terms of like their body and like, you know, how much of a soldier they are compared to Hiro too. Hiro's like just this frail boy. All in all, I really, really like this episode. I'm sure there's a couple of little details that I missed. But I'm kind of losing my mind right now. Just the ending alone really sold the episode for me. It was a little bit slow towards the middle, but the beginning and the end just were excellent to me. I really like that sort of that slow burn type of storytelling. I love what they're doing with the animation, and not in terms of how grand and beautiful it is, but just how subtle and excellent they can craft these scenes when it comes to their facial expressions and everything. That's really cool. I think it takes a lot of skill for a studio to do that. That's not something that's easy to do. Neither is big, robot fights, but I think that takes expertise in terms of storytelling, and it's nice to see that this series has obtained that and has been utilizing it quite well. Anyway, why don't you guys comment down below? Give me your thoughts on this week's episode of Darling in the Franxx. Give me your predictions. Let's talk predictions. Where do we go from here? In my head, if you just ask me that question right now, in my head, I'm thinking 02 is a bad guy. I think that eventually Hiro is going to have to fight her some way. But I don't really know how that works. I don't know who he's going to partner up with. I mean, maybe Ichigo? Maybe they have this compatibility. Maybe they build a relationship together, and maybe that works for them. I'm not quite sure. The kiss was so sweet. That was so sweet. Man, like, it's so hard to watch, though. Like, there's so many... Am I the only one that feels this way? Comment down below. Do you like the dark, romantic, sort of, like, drama side of this series? Like, do you think that is like one of the shining points? Comment down below and let me know, and also give me your predictions on what's to come in the future of this series. I love reading through your guys' predictions. Really fun. Really go out there. If you have like a full series plotted ahead, the next like 5 episodes, let me know. I'd love to read through that stuff. Also, hit the like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today. Love those likes. They mean a lot to me. And you could also subscribe to that. I also like that. I do a lot of Darling reviews every week. Obviously, My Hero Academia reviews. I'm kind of reviewing Golden Kamuy. That's kind of a thing on this channel. I'm definitely going to review that second episode, but we'll see how it goes. It's fun talking about that series, but I need to get a grasp of what that series really is. I feel like I really don't know what that series is yet. So yeah, and also some random gaming stuff throughout the week too. I try to get those up as much as I can. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate your viewership, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.